Hey everyone, I'm Dan Young, and this is the first video edition of Ultiworld's Daily Breakdowns, sponsored by Friction Gloves. In this video, we're going to take a look at the men's finals of the Smoky Mountain Invite, with number 7 Pittsburgh taking on number 2 UNC. The play I want to break down in this game is a turnover that occurs in the 4th point of the game, with Pittsburgh on offense. Pitt starts their offense with 2 undercuts to the near sideline. UNC sets a flat mark on the sideline, yielding throws to the middle of the field and stopping momentum throws down the sideline. With this defensive strategy, the UNC handler defenders anticipate an eventual swing pass to the middle of the field and choose to contest the resets by playing tight person defense and trying to force the handlers to move into the backfield for a loss of yards. Pitt is able to get a nice gainer up the sideline with 2 straight elevator backhands over their flat mark, keeping the disc on the near sideline. But that's where Pittsburgh's momentum stops, and they eventually look for that middle swing. UNC successfully forces the reset for a small loss of yards, and then is able to anticipate and jump the give and go move for a quick backfield block that only needs 2 more throws before netting UNC the first break of the game. So let's go back and look at what Pittsburgh could have done differently on that turnover. At the start of the point, we can see UNC giving a large defensive buffer to cutters on the opposite sideline, choosing instead to help in the deep space and in the middle near the stack. As a result, Pitt had poached offenders open near the far sideline the entire point. The first adjustment Pitt could have made to prevent this give-and-go turnover would be to have the close reset handler push downfield into the cutter space, opening the throwing lane for the swing. The reset scheme would perfectly counter UNC's defensive strategy by using the poached offenders to get advantageous long swings, rather than forcing contested throws to tightly guarded dumps. In earlier daily breakdowns, I showed 2 examples of vert stack offenses using no-dump schemes. It's noticeable in these clips how much reset space is available when a dump handler isn't in the backfield, especially with the disc starting on the sideline. The second thing Pitt could have done to prevent this turnover is less about tactics and more about technique. If we look closely at the turnover, we can see the give-and-go throw was behind the striking handler, allowing the defender to cut underneath and get the block. Backing up and looking at the start of the cut, we can see number 15 starts the strike cut immediately and takes a straight line path across the field. A better strike cut, especially in give-and-go situations, is to make an early move to seal out your defender, keeping them behind you and on the break side, and then using a slight pause or speed change to give more time for the receiver to catch the dump and prepare to throw the strike. Additionally, initially pushing 2 to 3 yards downfield before cutting horizontally can help with the strike throw spacing. Some great examples of these strike cut techniques were highlighted in an earlier daily breakdown. The first strike cut shows the receiver setting up the cut spacing, rather than running directly towards the disc, while the second example shows a slight change of speed can ensure the strike throw will be ahead of and not behind the receiver. Hopefully you've learned something about how to identify a defensive scheme, understand how it can lead to blocks, and most importantly, how to make offensive adjustments in response. Be sure to keep tuning in on Twitter to Ultiworld's Daily Breakdowns, sponsored by Friction Gloves, to get a bite-sized lesson in ultimate strategy every weekday.